I'm jumping off, is this a needed suicide? I hope my parachute don't let me down. I hope I get to fly. I don't know why I feel like I gotta die to be alive. I don't know why it feel like people are standing still with no desire. I'm on a wire, wobbling back and forth, the balance clown. I won't be happy if I'm not moving forward, then send me down. My vibration for eternity will continue to come around. So I gotta do this right, I gotta live, I gotta.
So before we get up into this business right here, y'all, I just wanted to say what's up. I appreciate everybody that supports the channel. I appreciate all you guys that's watching. But I got some sad news. As you guys already know, that all my guests, which is on the show, and my future guests that will be coming onto the show, it will be pre-recorded. Brother Man can't do the live feeds no more. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, me being in a new job requires me to burn my entire 11. So unfortunately, I won't have time to rock out live anymore, but you guys can still interact with me via Premiere. Let me go ahead and close that out. Yeah, you guys can still rock with me via Premiere. When I premiere the videos, sometimes it'll be like at the 8 o'clock spot, maybe at the 3 o'clock spot. I don't know, but I do appreciate you guys still rocking out with me. I will go live maybe every once in a blue moon now, if I got the time, but unfortunately I don't, so we're going to go ahead and roll on. Welcome to the Lockoutmen podcast show. I am your host, Lockoutmen. This is where we park in Politic every night, and we find intriguing guests that would like to come on to the show and share their lives with me. You know what I'm saying? Life before trucking. You know, they got something that they want to promote or something like that. They want to come on the show and they say, Lockout, yo, I got a channel. I got a business. I got this, I got that. Yo, you want to come on the show and do that? By all means, come on. I'm happy to hear your story. I'm happy to promote your brand. You know, this is what it's all about. It's a community over here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we try to, at least that's what I try to do. Right. I don't know. Well, again, I am your host, Lockoutmen. And today's guest is my girl, Miss Boss Lady Goals. That I don't know what to say. That's a lot to take in, Miss Boss Lady Goals. But your name is Tavia.
Yep.
See, I got it.
You got it. See, right. Finally.
I called her Tavia. So, but it's Tavia. Miss Tavia, how you doing this afternoon?
I am blessed.
Or tonight? Oh, go ahead.
I said I am blessed.
All right, now where you at in the part of the world right now?
I'm in North Carolina.
By the beach. It's cold. It's cold. You shouldn't even be thinking about it. Wait a minute. Ain't spring break down there, or is that in Miami?
Last week. It was in Miami. And I was down there. Yeah, I just came back.
What? You're not afraid of the pandemic?
Oh, I mask up. I don't play now.
All right.
I might not sit down, but I mask up.
Well, you not only that you're a truck driver, but you're an entrepreneur in other things. You make your own custom jewelry. You're a trucker mom. How's your youngest?
My youngest is 5.
Is 5. That's the only one though, right?
No, I got an 11-year-old.
Oh, you got two. Okay, so a mother of two.
Yeah,
So how is it being a mother of two young boys, girls?
I have two boys. So
How well you got double trouble. So how is it being the mother of two young men that's going to grow up into be two young gentlemen, um, and you being a truck driver? How do you make it work?
well, I started when one was 2 and one was about 8. But they definitely understand what's going on. My oldest one, he don't care about the trucks. His granddaddy was a trucker. The little one, he loves it, but it can be hard at the same time because my mother is not young and they give her a run for her money. And so it's hard when I was out there on the road every single day doing like over the road, and she had to call, tell me about what my kids doing. I'm like, look, you raised me. Do what you had to do with me. Shoot, you set me straight. You ain't hesitate. But
But she got two now. Remember, she got two boys to worry about. Female on the other hand is kind of, I guess it's kind of easier than I guess it's kind of easier than raising her daughter's kids.
yeah, yeah. But you know what? I give her the credit because without her, it's like that's why I wouldn't have been able to do this. Definitely.
Man, well, shout out to your moms, man. Shout out to all moms. My moms. I
Yeah.
was a roughneck. I was a ruffian. I mean, my sister was the good one, and I was I was the bad renegade rough guy coming
Doing the
up and
most.
doing the most while my
Doing the
sister
most.
did the least. But on the flip side of that, my sister was doing the most, though. I'm just saying.
See, and you know what? It's crazy you said that because I was just about to say when she was getting on me, she was worried about the wrong one. See, my
Mm-hmm.
little sister she off the chain. But my little one, he off the chain too. He just he's like really, really into dirt bikes and he think that he can do everything. But my kids, they are very protective over me. I don't know if it's because whenever I would come home, from time being away, but they are very protective over me.
You know what? You know what boys are. You know what I'm saying? Because like when my son, he is very protective of his moms. Even though me and his moms are separated.
Mhm.
We've been legally separated for going on 7 years now, and my son, he calls his mother every day to make sure she's all right. Hey, you need anything? You need
That's
anything? You need
good.
anything? So yeah, when it's young boys that grows up into men, they are very protective of their mother. Same thing with me. My mom's. I mean, I had my issues with my mom's growing up, but I
Mhm.
no, don't mess with the moms. You know what I'm saying? You
Look,
you
no
can
matter
you
what,
can
yeah.
mess with me. You can call me names. You can do all that, but don't call my mother out of her name, and don't mess with her. That's it.
Look, I had to tell
That's
my kids yesterday. I said, "That's my mama. You don't talk to my mama like that. That's my mama."
that's how they do it.
Yeah,
Tavia,
and
this is
when you hear them like that, like that's my mama, it kind of get a little more personal. Instead of saying, "Don't
that's
talk to your grandma like that."
that's what's up. That's what's up. Tavia, this is life before trucking, man. So what give us well, first thing first, thank you for coming on to the show. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having
Um
me.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Take us back. Where you grew up, what was life like? Take us back to how it was in the beginning.
Okay, so let's see. I grew up in a two-parent family home until my father was killed on the work site.
Oh my
Um,
God.
he had like a crane that came down on his head. Other than that, had boy issues, of course, a lot of females do when they don't have their dad in their life. Then I ended
How
up going to
how how
college.
how old was you when
I was 10.
when he passed? 10?
Yeah, I was 10. I remember it like yesterday.
How did the story how did the story of his death was told to you?
See, and that's good that you asked me that because when I was young at that time, I just knew that he was at work. And I just knew that he was talking to somebody, why when it happened. I don't know what they was doing, but I just know I thought it was always the crane with the ball with the hook at it. So for years, like up until maybe 3 years ago, that's what I always thought it was. And I was still, like I said it this time, but it was something else that ended up falling down on his head. But then I had to ask my mom, I think last year, like, how in the world, like, I never seen you cry. And they was together. They was still married, like 12 years. And she ended up telling me about the whole situation. I was like, wow. And she was like, she couldn't believe it. And she went into details. So I
Man.
was like, wow, like I never seen her cry about it.
But she told you that at the age of 10, or she told you that like years later?
No, this I just decided to ask her maybe like last year, like what really happened. How did it really affect you? And she was just telling me how much she was crying, she couldn't sleep, and she went to the hospital basically acting a fool. But I didn't see all of that. Cause whenever the day he died, I had just got in trouble. I was going to the Boys and Girls Club, and I had just got in trouble. And so the lady came and picked me up and took me from the Boys and Girls Club with her daughter. And I came to the house and I seen all the cars in the yard. And my mom was mean. She my mom was strict. So um I was like, gosh, we got company. We got a lot of people over here. What's going on? So, I walked in the house all happy that we got visitors and stuff and got chicken and all types of chicken and meat here, meat there, and pretty flowers. But when my mom sat me down, she said, I got something to tell you. That's whenever I knew, like immediately. I don't know, I knew.
That your father wasn't going to come home no more?
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I am so sorry to hear that. What was it just you, or did you have siblings?
I got an older brother, but my little sister, she was 5 at the time. So um that's when she was just quiet. Like she wouldn't talk. So she was quiet and I think she just mainly started crying because she seen I was crying.
So you say you got an older brother. So pretty much your older brother was old enough to know what was
Oh yeah.
going on.
Yeah. My
So
brother
after
my brother is old.
after that, after that tragic accident, how did the family dynamics change?
Um I started getting in trouble in school. I got expelled 1 year, like 2 years, 2 weeks before prom, not prom, the ROTC ball, and no, the eighth grade formal. That's what it was called. And so, got in some trouble in school. But then also after that, I went to North Carolina Central University. So, and I graduated from there. So, um, I enjoyed my college life.
Okay, okay. What you now coming out? What you went to college for, and what's your degree?
So I got a BS in Family and Consumer Sciences, specializing in child development and family relations. Am I in that field
Wow,
now? No. But
wow.
but before trucking I was. I had a home daycare, had home daycare in Charlotte and also here. So when I came out of college, I went ahead and called my mom and asked if she would let me do it at her house. And she was okay with it. She got everything done. And I was also pregnant with my oldest son at the same time. So it kind of
So
like worked out.
how did how How did you end up doing daycare? Like, what? One of your friends needed a babysitter or something like that, and you just, huh? Run that by me again.
I was pregnant, so I was
So,
gonna need daycare anyway. It was in my field, so I always wanted to own my own daycare, which I will soon. Um,
okay.
but
So a
the
friend didn't come up to you and be like, "Yo, Tavia, I need you to, babysit little Johnny while I'm going out getting my hustle. I mean, getting my freak
no,
on and all like
no,
that."
no, because I
You,
was off in college and back home. I was in Durham, and I live like I'm from like Wilmington. And
hmm,
so back home when I was, I'm like, dang, they pregnant. And I didn't have kids. They was on their second and third child. And then you know, I didn't really talk to them girls. But anyway, back in Durham where I was at, no, nobody had kids. I was the first one.
wow. Okay, okay, okay. Now you did mention a little bit about you. You did mention a little bit about having daddy issues. How did and you know that I never thought that females without their fathers would have those particular issues, but being that from the age of 10, growing up, how did it how did did the relationships came and went, how did they come and go?
Um, well, I guess you always looking for a father's love, but also at the same time, my mom grew up old school, so she wasn't gonna tell me, the things that I really needed to know. um even though it's reality and it's real life, but it definitely affects you because you don't have that father there that's going to tell you, no, don't talk to this kind of guy, don't talk to this that kind of guy, or they up to no good. That stuff you end up learning late in life. So I didn't realize that it really affected me till it was a group of girls. We was all together. We all went to church together, and one of them mentioned, they was like, "Do you realize that we done had all these boyfriends or been talking to this many different guys, and neither one of us had all of our dads died when we was young."
Mm,
And from then on, that's when I noticed it.
man. So the two, your oldest is 11 and your youngest is 5, both by the same father.
Nope, I leave them where they at. So I don't bring them back with me. No, one is he in Raleigh, Greenville, somewhere, and then I don't know. Not saying I don't know where he's at, but he moves a lot. And the youngest one, he's married, so and he's in Charlotte.
He wasn't married when
No,
he was.
no,
Oh,
no.
so he got married after.
Yeah,
Okay.
he just got married last year. Now,
Oh,
I
okay.
think he
Oh,
came in a picture right after me, but I don't know.
gotcha. All right. So they still do they still do they fatherly duties,
Um,
right?
when they want
Right.
to.
No, 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 no. It ain't when they want. I don't, gentlemen, guys. I don't
When
get
they
it.
feel
What?
like it. Yeah.
It's not when you feel like it. It's not. It's not when you want to. It's not when you feel like it. If you got a, if you got a kid, you got to take care of it. Now, see me. I'm. I got stock in the Trojan Company. I kid you not. I got stock in the Trojan Company, so
See,
I
and
know
that's a good
if
stop
I
to
don't
invest
want
in.
see I know if I don't want no kid, I know I gotta I gotta wrap it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm extra tight. You
But you know what?
know,
I don't think
make sure
that
you make sure you leave that little pocket in the reservoir so that it'll all catch in there. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't think fathers, some of these fathers out here really notice how much it really affects them when they're not seeing their child every day. Um, like my little one, he's going through that, and I can tell that he's trying to find a father figure. Like I can tell that's what he's doing,
you
and
know
it's sad.
they
And he could just talk
they
to his dad the day before. I'm like, he just talked to your dad, but the stuff that he's doing, I know that's exactly what it is.
it's kind of hard. And the saying is so true that a woman can't a woman can't raise a boy to be a man. Only a father could raise a boy to be a man. But I give it I give it to you. I give it to you, ladies, y'all single moms. Y'all do the damn thing. Shout out to y'all. That y'all make sure that y'all kids have food in their bellies, a roof over their house, over their head, and clothes on their backs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
Shout out
trying
to
to.
him that's doing the same thing, that's single. So I think that's a real good thing that, whenever some men have to, they may not have no choice but to step up to the plate, you know.
All right. All right. So what was some of the careers that you was doing before you got into trucking?
I was a lead teacher in Charlotte, like a couple daycares. I was the lead teacher. So I was also doing social work in a Head Start program. Um, I did that before I moved to Charlotte. What else I did? I always was doing somebody hair. And you see how mine looking. I never
Mm-hmm.
understood why hairdressers couldn't never keep their own hair done. Um,
So all of this careers that you're doing, it sounds like you're a personable type of person. Why did you get into trucking?
I ended up getting into trucking. Originally, I was supposed to go to the Air Force, and that's how I was able to transition into trucking because I already had my children set up to where they was going to be staying. And so, I did what I had to do. I lost all that baby weight from that 5-year old that I had to lose and was the smallest I ever was. But I was supposed to be in the Air Force, and they told me they wasn't accepting any more single mamas. And they was like, "You got somebody to marry?" I'm like, "No, I don't even got a boo." Like, no, no.
Hold up. Wait. You went to the Air Force
No,
and you
I
wanted. Oh, go ahead. What you was about to say?
was in the beginning process. I did everything they wanted me to do. Lost the weight because I was like about 164, and they was like, "Oh, you got to
Okay.
be 16, about 159." And so she was like,
What?
"I need you to get to 150," and I ended up being 146. So I was looking sick. So then I had, if you look at some of my pictures on Miss Boss Lady Goes on Instagram, you'll probably see a few where my locks was all the way to my butt, and I cut that off for the Air Force. And yeah, I should have waited till they definitely told me I was in, but I was just
But
happy.
they told but they literally told you, they just came out and told you that
No,
you couldn't
she
get in
text
because
me.
of the kids?
She text me. She
Oh,
sent me
she
a long
texts you.
text. Yes, she text me.
And just to tell you that we're not taking no more uh single parents into
She
the Air
said she
Force.
was somewhere and she was talking to the head person that was there. I forgot who she said but she said that he said they're not accepting any more single parent waivers. And I was like, I don't think
After
I
wait,
comprehend what
after
you're
you
telling
did
me.
all that stuff that she wanted you to do, lose the weight, cut the hair, and
Mhm.
whatever, just to get a text. Did she at least give you the
Oh,
get the, She ain't call you
No,
nothing.
no. I mean, when I tell you that that was the first hardest thing I ever worked for in my life. I mean, when I tell you I was up till 6 o'clock in the morning, got to be to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, man, I worked my behind off of that. Like I was dedicated. I was. I stopped eating chicken. I stopped eating baked macaroni and cheese just so I can get right. But you know, I can
Wow.
getting into the trucking after that.
So how did you feel after after she how did you call her? You had to call her,
Well,
right?
I texted her and I told her, I'm sorry. I don't comprehend this text. I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. I don't think I understand. And, I was I felt more disrespected. Like you couldn't even call me, but you had to send it
Right.
to me in a text. I was hurt because I felt like I never had a job where someone actually told me that they wouldn't hire me because of my kids. That's how I looked at it. Because I had
Wow.
kids, I
Ain't
can't
that
do this.
ain't that like discrimination somewhere?
Look, I was hurt. I was hurt.
That, that gotta be that gotta be discrimination somewhere.
But after
I
look,
mean that
not I didn't even stick on that part too long. I was mad because I done cut my hair.
uh yeah, yeah,
I
that
was
part.
hair for like 12 years.
I talked to if I'm not mistaken, I think it was either Hustle and Motivate. I think it's either him or C1 Specialized. It's either one of those two that I talked to, and they was coming into the industry, and one of the companies that they applied for wanted them to cut their hair. I think it was TMC if I'm not mistaken. Um, he asked them, he was like, yo, can I cut my hair after I get the job? Because I'm not about to cut my hair and I'm not even sure if I even got the job.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. And they be like, Tay, why did you cut your hair before? Before you actually had that guaranteed yes. So it's just
he was like,
because I
wow.
had to go to Puerto Rico in the next couple of days and stuff. So I had already started combing my locks out. They was long too. My hair was pretty. I was combing the locks out. And so I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna have this hair out by Puerto Rico. So I had my old man chop my hair. He cut my hair out.
After that, you decided to go into trucking.
Yeah.
So
And it
did you do any type of research or anything like that before you made the decision to go to where you went?
I research everything. I research everything. I talk to people because I actually had a friend, like my son's granddad is a truck driver, but that's the brokest truck driver I ever met. He ain't never got no money. Like, and
We all broke. I thought you knew.
yeah, but look,
I thought you knew.
man,
I thought you
then
knew.
I had a friend that was also driving all over the world too, but he didn't have no CDLs, and so he was just doing the box trucks.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I
Okay.
was like, you know what, I'm about to just go ahead and do it. And then
All
I
right.
was checking out who Dangerous is Obvious on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, I talked to her. I talked to
Okay.
her. She's good people.
Yeah.
Who I'd say give me about three people that you look for other than dangerous. It's obvious. Who might the other two might be
Oh Lord.
that you did your research
Well,
with?
this was later on, but the girl Pinky.
Keeping it
Um,
wait pink hey pink baby or keeping it 100.
I watched Keeping It 100. Now she cool, but that daggone voice there, her accent, that accent,
Wait
it's a little bit too much for me. But she cool
wait
though.
wait hold on, you talking about now you talking about pink we talking about Pink with the big boobs or
Yeah,
keeping
the
it?
light skinned chick.
Okay, okay, yeah, her accent. Okay, okay,
No, yeah, she
yeah,
got a strong accent. She knows she do,
yeah,
but I
she
was
got
talking about also the one with that accent, keeping it 100?
keeping it 100. She got an accent. Well, she got a Baltimore accent.
Yes.
Yeah, she's from Baltimore, so she got that Baltimore accent. Yeah. But yeah, both of them is definitely friends of the show. You know, I talked to Pink. I gotta get her back on for a follow up and keep it in 100. We talk all the time. So,
That's what's
but
up.
yeah, yeah, those two definitely. Especially keeping it 100.
You know what?
She started at Prime. She
Yeah.
did some local work. She did a couple of other jobs, and now she was in a manual, but now she's doing something else. So we gotta
Yeah,
get back
they keep
on.
it moving now. They stay moving. Um,
Yeah.
and I respect that. Pink, I love them daggone bikes she be on. I ain't
Oh
watched
yeah.
him in since I ain't watched him in a long, long time. But there was another lady that I definitely was watching that kind of inspired me, but I haven't seen her in some years. And she was from Prime and she had like a bunch of trucks. I cannot think of her name. And she was on
Uh.
YouTube.
Oh
And I believe
man.
she was married too. So
I
that,
think I can't remember. I think I know who you talking about, but I can't remember
and she
offhand.
looked like she did not play.
So
She was
you
she spoke to me and
so
it was pretty cool. She actually
so when you got into the when you got into trucking, you decided to get your license from Prime.
yeah. Yeah.
How was that whole experience?
My experience was, I think it was fine. The worst part was that daggone Greyhound because it took too
Yeah,
long. So
18
before
18 wait, 18 hours.
it was probably longer than that. Yes,
So you took the Greyhound from Missouri.
from
No, no,
North
no, from
Carolina.
North Carolina up to Missouri.
Yeah.
You know what? See, with all these companies that's making all this kind of money, I can't see why they so cheap on getting you guys up there. But you went up there you went up there for the to get your CDL as well, right?
Uh huh.
So yeah, you figure you up there with a gang of people. You up there in the school of 50 or 60. When did you go to Prime to get your CDLs?
I went in 2018.
Oh,
18.
2018. All
Yeah,
right. So you
2018. Yep.
all right, so 2018,
In my
2020,
class, I
that's
think I had about
2020. So you
a
about
hundred and something in my class.
so you about 3 years in the game.
Yep. This year be
Okay.
3 years.
Okay, that's what's up. Congratulations. 3 years in the game. Okay. So you said the 18-hour trip was probably the worst. What's the story behind it? Something
Well,
must
you
have
know
went
what?
on.
Hold on, wait. Now that I think about it, because that wasn't
Uh
that started
oh.
off, that was the worst. But them trainer stories is the worst. Man,
All
but
right.
I stuck with
What,
my
what
trainer. My trainer
what you
stuck with
got? You got a trainer story?
me. I mean, yeah, we was.
Oh
You know
shit.
what? But now that you look back, it's like you think you know what you're talking about and stuff, and you be like, "Let me drive," like you won't let me drive, and that'll be some of the arguments or whatever. But it'll be arguments when whenever he was trying to tell me like, I cannot teach you everything. You have to get out there on
Mhm.
your own and actually experience it and see for yourself. Because I cannot teach you everything.
Right. But
So
he could teach you. He could teach you. He could teach you enough to you know to drive. to
Mhm.
understand. You know, I mean, basically, you already know how to drive. Only thing he's just teaching you is how to act at the shippers, receivers, the paperwork, the Qualcomm, and all that other
Yeah.
good stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, what was it? So, any horror stories with between you and the trainer, like inappropriate?
No, I didn't have no inappropriate situations. Thank God. Thank God for that. He wasn't bad looking either, but I like and I respect the fact that he didn't play about business, mixing business with pleasure. So that
Okay,
was something that was
that's
taken
what's up.
very serious. Of course, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, he getting that." Yeah. And I had a boyfriend at the time. I ended up breaking up with him because I'm like, I'm on a truck with another man and you ain't calling like that. You ain't checking on me and all that stuff.
That's
Not as
just
much as I wanted him
that's
to.
that's that's insecure right there. You mean to tell me dude broke up with you because of that,
No, no,
man?
no. No, no. He
Oh
wasn't.
you
We didn't have an insecure type relationship. I just
oh
was
it was
like, dang, like I broke up with him. I ended up breaking up with him.
well, why? What, because you was a truck driver or why? I mean, well, how long was y'all together before
Not long.
you
That's
Oh, okay.
not long. I
Okay.
don't keep long
All right.
relationships.
So the investment there wasn't profitable.
Not for me. No. Mm-mm.
So let's back on this 18-hour trip, man. what tell us what's the story behind that? What happened on the bus?
I don't remember. That was 3 years ago. The only thing you remember is people being stink. You you got people that come on there with their hair all types of way, and it's like I remember that it was a little. She was a teenager, and you be mad at the parents because their hair is looking. I mean, I don't know. I can't say too much because I don't know their situation, but
Wow.
it was a distraction, a big distraction. And the only
So
thing you can do is just pray that somebody beside you don't be stinking, or you don't know you be acting like you got stuff in the chair so nobody will sit beside you.
exactly. That's how I think that's how a lot of people do it now. But shit, Corona pretty much stopped. You probably might not even have nobody sitting next to you now.
Nobody want to sit
you know.
beside nobody.
So yeah, that pretty much stopped everything. And I'm not even sure. I mean, are they still giving bus tickets to people that want to come out to Prime, even
Oh,
during the Corona situation?
I don't know. I left Primes years ago. I don't know what they doing.
All
I don't know.
right,
All I
so
know
you
they
got
changed some things up. I know they changed some things up. Like when I went, I was able to get my tankers and my hazmat from them. But now, from what I've heard, I don't know, is that because when I sent my cousin up there, he of course didn't make it through. But you have to have that before you get up there.
right, right. You had to have your permit and everything. What about after you got your license? What was the experience with Prime as a whole after you got your license?
Prime wasn't too bad. My dispatcher, he was pretty cool. My home getting home, that was the main issue because what I did was when you had training, um, I didn't take no break from training to what you call it? I can't think of it now. But after your training, then you're able to go home for a little bit and then come back and finish your training out. I didn't do that.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I was just ready to go home. So whenever I would stay out for at least about 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes 6 weeks, and when I would come home, they would end up giving me the runaround. Um, and so that was the main thing that I didn't like because
What uh what
my kids was
what
younger.
what frustrated you about being there? What let me rephrase this. What motivates you as a trucker and what frustrated you as being at Prime? Because I don't think you at Prime anymore, right?
No, I'm not at Prime no more. But you
Oh,
know
okay.
what?
So
I be thinking about going back because prime wasn't too bad, but you got to realize whenever at the same time, even though I was only 3 years younger, if that now that I can look back, I know how I can handle things a little bit different than I did before. How things are not as bad, and that it is just part of trucking. Because not until I was out on my own, even after I left Prime, that's when I definitely look. It's trucking, and that's my excuse when people being a shipper. It's trucking, and that's how I allow my day to be better. So I would go back to Prime.
You say you would go back to Prime. You
I'll
man,
probably look. I ain't back yet, but
man.
if it came down to it, I probably would.
But so how many trucking companies that you had since Prime and before the company which you with now?
So a total of three. So I'm on my
That
third
ain't
one.
bad. That ain't bad at all. What happened? What happened? Well, why did you leave? Well, why did you leave Prime in the first place?
Because mainly because of my hometown. They was playing. I got tired of them playing around my hometown, and of course, you try to stay. I stayed for 6 months with Prime, and so when I first got there, I was like, you know what? It's only a year. I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna stay with Prime. That was my goal. So I kind of felt myself with that, but I had to come home to my kids and see my kids more often.
So
So
you felt kind of, I guess, homesick after you got your license and you went out over the road.
no, I felt like I was like my kids are not a burden, but that's how I be feeling sometimes. So,
Okay, okay.
especially with me getting the phone calls and, knowing that somebody's frustrated, whatever's going on, and it caused me to be frustrated on the road. So I was able to get to the next company, which would allow me to be home every 2 weeks, and that was better. So then I said, okay, well, since I'm able to be home every 2 weeks, then I might as well see if I can get home every day. And so that's what I end up doing. So being home every day with the company I'm with, of course, is a pay cut.
Now, what did you now you're what local, right?
Yeah, I'm local now.
Now drive now they the trucking gurus out here, they say that there ain't no money in local. What do you say to that?
I agree. I
Mm.
agree. But it can be. But see, I'm also I don't own my own truck. So I'm with the company. So that's the one thing right there where I really want to own my now I'll be in and out. One minute I want to do it, the next minute I don't.
So being local and being home every day, that works out for you. And you say you took a pay cut, but being local, is work involved with that, or you just drive the truck? Take us take us a day in the life of a local truck driver.
So with me, most of the time, let's see, I will go the day before I get my load for the next day out of the port. So the port closes like about 5:30, and so get my load for the next day. The loads I do is either mostly reefer or I haul caterpillars or like the caterpillar engines or the dang, I can't think of the thing. But anyway, but pick up my load, drop my load off. So if I got to go to the shipper, then I get a back haul, to take back to the port, and I drop
What do
that
you
off at the port.
what do you think? What is the difficult what is the difficult part of your job being local?
Um, I was going to say getting up early, but that's part of trucking. Being local is just knowing that you gotta understand that you taking a pay cut to be with your family though. Um, and it's hard because I be wanting to go back on that road. Like I really want to go back on that road. You
Well,
know,
if you
and
if you got the aspirations to go back over, to go back over the road, and your oldest is what, 11.
Yeah, he
So
understands though.
how old do you want your kids to be before you even consider going back over the road?
I was thinking about going back this summer just for like a few months, just to, bring in a few more dollars. But my oldest one, before I came off of the road, um, and I would have to, I would ask him, do you want me to be home all the time? And he would be like, but no,
No.
why would you do that? You're not gonna make as much money if you gone, right? Like you're not gonna make that much money. So I want you to do what you have to do. Don't come back home. But now that while I'm saying that, it's like, oh, you ain't want me to be here. Okay. What you had up your sleeve?
Yeah, he probably be like, yeah, go ahead,
Yeah, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I don't mind at all. Stay gone
Nah,
for a
go
while.
go ahead. We about to get on. We about to give grandma a run for her money again.
Uh-huh. Like, go
So
ahead.
that would be so being away from your family is pretty much the hardest part for you in trucking.
Yes. I would say yes and no.
All right.
I
That's
would
what's
say
up.
yes
That's
and
what's
no.
up.
Because
So the how long have you been with the current company?
this one I made it to this one over a year.
Okay.
The
So
year.
you got a raise, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you getting a little bit more you getting a little bit more change?
Look,
Look at you. You did a freeze frame like, hold up.
because my mama kicking me out. Like,
Oh
like,
man. Oh man. Oh man.
what was I
All
saying?
right. So how's being again being a single mom and being a truck driver and all like that, and look like you got the support of your family to take care of your kids. But how has trucking changed you though?
I guess like I never had like low confidence, but my confidence and like whenever I walk up to that truck, like I'm doing this, like I'm doing this, like I did that. I could drive that. It's like it's very encouraging. It's motivation. And I like that my sons, for them to be boys, I think it should motivate them a lot in life.
Now you're a nice female. You know what I'm saying? What about what? How tall are you? About what? What are you?
5'4",
5'4". So you about 5'4" nothing going on.
5'4" and a
The
half.
you, so the gentleman sees you jumping out of the truck and all like that. They see you with the locks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what's the vibe? What's the vibe that you get from them?
Mama, let me talk. Hold on, I gotta switch locations. I might blur up.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
So I done had a couple about running to the gas pump while they turning in. But it's not.
Wait a minute, hold on. It's that serious, Tavia. It's that serious. They
Um,
running into gas pumps. They running into things try to get that look.
yeah, because their favorite line is I guess because they say, oh, you are a pretty female, and they expect for, if they see a female out there, they always looking real rough. And I could say, matter of fact, that's a hard part of trucking, being a woman trucking, trying to keep your not get too comfortable, and keep yourself up.
Mm. So tell us tell, tell us how you keep yourself up.
Well, one thing I try to do, at least keep my nails done, and then I started going more into pink.
See, hold on, see, right there, right there, right there. You should.
Yeah, I try to keep
Sh-
them
sh-
pink. But
how can you keep your nails done and you gotta you gotta open up doors, you gotta shut doors, you gotta raise the landing gear, let down the landing gear. What's going on, man?
we know how to look. It's automatic. It is automatic. You know what to do and how to do it.
Stop it.
But you got to be
Stop it.
smart too, man. I start cutting mine down a little bit lower, and then I
Oh,
also
okay.
get the shape that I get. Um, I thought about the shape of how they're going to file your nails. That comes into play because you're able to manipulate things a little bit better. So I like the if any ladies out there, when we talk about the coffin shape,
Mm,
you're able
that's
to
what's up.
do more with your hands.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Tavia, again, I like to thank you for coming on and chopping it up with me. But let's talk a little bit about what you got going on right now other than trucking, because I'm assuming you using trucking to further your personal goals and aspirations, right?
Yeah. Um,
Uh,
I'm gonna own me a daycare. I'm gonna own me about five of them, and I'm
Okay,
gonna be the
okay,
best one in Wilmington, North Carolina. Okay, black owned.
okay,
But
okay.
also like I'm making jewelry. I like to work with 14 karat gold field jewelry. That's something that I became interested in 2010, and then I decided to turn it into a business.
All right, and the bid and the business is called.
And that one is called
All
Artaz
right,
Jewelers, or like I just transitioned into Tavia
all
the
right.
jewelry label.
So Tavia, the jury label. Okay, talk to us. What I'm looking at here.
So those are the ones we call those old school beaded jewelry, all that gold. Um, and back in the day, like in the 90s, that's what they used to wear. Um, the whole bunch of gold beads, and then the Tavia part that, like I said earlier, I had just actually renamed that today. I'm not sure if I'm just trying to see how it works out, but I did that. The Tavia, the jewelry label, really for the men.
So all these creations, you did this.
Yeah.
How did you get into jewelry making?
Well, you remember earlier I mentioned about me being a social worker at Head Start. And so I was the youngest. I was in my 20s then, so I was the youngest one there. And everybody else was like in their 40s. And so, we went on to the house and had some crackers. That's the first time I ate crackers in, had some wine. Um, And from then on, they was like, they had little jewelry trays where they blank got to lay out their pattern. And I was like, look, I'm ready to go. And I'm just stringing stuff up. And that's when I was just working with fashion jewelry, costume jewelry that turn and change colors. And so now I've moved up to gold fill, which is not solid gold, but it's the next best thing to pure gold, where you don't have to worry about it changing colors. Like
Look
what I
like
got
you
in my
got
ears now, I had this for at least 3 years.
look like you got some testimonials right here. So you got some good customer service by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Uh, man.
We got some
So
pieces right here. I done had my son. We was working on tonight. It's something simple. It was his little idea. I don't know if you can. Hold on. There we go.
okay, 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 okay. So artesjewelers.com. That's how the people can find you if they're interested in getting some nice pieces from you. Have you do you take samples with you, like, well, was you doing
Look,
this while
on
you
the
was over
road,
the
they be
road?
the girls. If I'm going to a certain spot, I don't have people buying the jewelry off me, and
Okay.
that's what I used to do. Like some of my pieces, I would actually name them after whatever city I was in. So I know I got a piece somewhere like when I was in Rockingham, North Carolina. You know, but that was the nice part. But I really didn't understand why would people take pieces off that I've been wearing. And I'm like, I done had this for like 2 years. They were like, I don't care, I want it. I'm like, okay, I'm
So
only
you
gonna
just
knock
go
ten
ahead.
dollars off,
You just
but
go. You just go ahead and just take it right off. Take it like taking the shirt off your back.
yeah,
Taking
yep.
the shirt off your back. You also have an Instagram too. So everybody go to Artez Jewelers by Tavia Spencer
That's right.
on Instagram, and you can see some more pieces that you have on there. Is that
I
your
got
son?
some nice pieces. I don't know where it's at right now. That's one thing I do got to get better with is getting taking pictures because I can sit here all day and make product.
Man, this is
Um,
some nice this is some nice stuff. Tavia,
thank you.
this really is. This is have you thought about uh like having, I don't know, some people reach out to like a like a art, I mean, like an athlete or an actor or anything like that to sponsor your products. Have you tried to make it more mainstream?
Yeah, I just actually had this conversation with someone last week, and they was mentioning about a couple of big people that they had around here. Some of my pieces would go to like people that was local, probably performing or whatnot, on stage. But yeah, like Cardi B was one person that I definitely wanted to wear my jewelry because I kind of feel like it would be her style. Um, and some of the men, yes, because I got some nice men pieces, and I had one sitting here, but I don't. You have to give me a second to go grab it. I mean, they nice now. They nice,
uh,
and I like to
you
use
also
like tiger eye.
you also have your regular Instagram, which is Boss Lady Goes. What's the meaning behind your name?
Boss lady goes because you know what? As soon as I decided to call myself opening, starting my jewelry line, um, years ago, I didn't really know that just because you're not always a boss because you started something that you think that everybody's gonna like. So that's really when I started calling myself boss was, being young. But boss lady, but the goals is because I'm always trying to be successful and I always got goals that I'm trying to accomplish.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And still trucking is a part of that. Uh,
Oh,
building towards what you want.
yeah. So, I mean, that's just how I feel about myself. Anything that I got to do, I need to try to, do it boss status. And
That's
it
what's
ain't
up.
easy.
Well, Boss Lady Goes, Tavia. Again, thank you for coming on, chopping it up with me. You are a citizen now. Anytime that you want to come on and promote, you more than welcome. You're
Well,
more
I
than welcome.
appreciate it, man. This was
You're more than
awesome.
welcome.
This was
Not a
awesome.
problem. Not a problem. Uh, what do you, for the young ladies that are coming into this game? What type of what type of advice that you would give them? You 3 years in, so what advice you would give them?
If it crossed their mind to do it, to come into trucking, then do it. Don't wait until you get old and your grandkids is saying I want to do trucking and you like, oh baby, I used to want to do it back in the day. Go ahead and do it. And it's not as intimidating as you think it is.
That's what's
Um,
up.
the only hard part is learning how to survive out here. because some of the things that the men can't do, you got to be smart out here on these. You got to be smart out here at the same time. So there might be sometimes I can speak for myself. Might have been sometimes that I actually, missed the shower because of where I was parking at. And it ain't worth it. It's not worth getting out of your truck for something like that. If you got to get you a little crock pot and put you some bottled waters in it, do what you got to do and boil your water that way. But other than that, I think it's an experience that a lot of people need to have in their life.
How do you maintain maintain your safetyness out here, your personal safety?
Most of the time, if I don't have to get out the truck, I'm not getting out, or especially after a certain time. And then I look at where I park at, because you never know who's really paying attention to you. I don't carry nothing illegal. I wish I would.
Well, hold on tight, Tavia. That's gonna be it for that's it for everything. God damn it. That's going to do it, everybody, for the Lockoutmen podcast show for this evening. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys being here. If you like content like this and more, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell and that all button. If you like to be a guest on the show, you can hit me up in the DM and we can chalk shop over there, or just hit me up in the Gmail. That's Lockoutmen podcast at gmail.com. You guys can get at me over there. We can talk shop. I can talk shop, and we can, I'll get you onto the show and we'll chop it up. For everybody else, thank you again. I really do appreciate it. Me and Tavia, we are gone.
This your year, get it in. Party over here, get it in. She like a liquor clear, get it in. She get it from a deal, get it in. Make it disappear, get it in. Park it in the rear, get it in. Now make it reappear, get it in. Freaky with no fear, get it in. Pop it in the clutch, girl, get it in gear. Jump on it, double dutch, girl, get it in gear. Drop it, double clutch, girl, get it in gear. Pump it up, butt lift, now downshift.